All right, guys, welcome back. It's what is today? It's July 29th. It's a Tuesday. I'm gonna go ahead and start getting back on the swap. I know that we've taken some time away to go up to Safford and pick up our T100 donor truck for some upcoming swaps, but it's time to get back to it. So yesterday we pulled the motors out of the recipient and the donor. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the workspace cleared up, get a couple things going, and then we're gonna get back on that swap. So we'll document it heavy for you guys and make sure that I'm following along the way and keeping you guys in touch. So we'll see you then, later. All right, everybody, here we go. We are going to start, like I said, on the driver's side. So first we're gonna go ahead and start removing the motor mounts. We need the 3.0 liter motor mounts to go ahead and replace the 3.4 liter. If you use the 3.0 liter motor mounts, that's what's gonna keep the motor lower down inside the frame rail so that you don't have to do any hood clearancing and stuff. We're also gonna keep the oil pressure sending unit, the Tacomas and Forerunners from 96 and above, well 95 and a half for the Tacomas, but anyways 96 and above, have a dummy light. So we have to put the oil pressure sending unit on the new motor so that we actually get the gauge to work. Otherwise, if you hook it up with the dummy sending unit, it'll blow the gauge immediately once you connect it. So we've got to make sure we don't do that. So we're going to change that out. Also, we're going to have to take the oil pan off, the oil pan pickup, the pickup tube, all that good stuff. And then we're going to need to swap that over onto here. And since this is a good motor, we're going to go ahead and take the 3.4 liter oil pan and temporarily reseal up the 3.0 so that we don't get anything bad in there, and it is still a good usable motor in the future. So we'll go ahead and start removing those. If I can think of anything else along the way, I'll go ahead and let y'all know. Here we go. We're gonna put that back on so that we don't get anything in it as we drill that. But we're not gonna drill that quite yet. That'll be the last thing we do. So let's go ahead and concentrate over here, stripping this one down. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Last video ran out. We ran out of battery, and then it's monsoon season here, and we got rained out. It was pretty bad. So clear skies, looks good now. We've got a couple good days without any rain in the forecast, to where now I feel comfortable opening up these oil pans, getting all the remaining items swapped over so that we can start on the exhaust, get the exhaust crossover completed, and then this thing is ready to go in the truck. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the exhaust crossover right now so that we can start on that tomorrow. Right now I'm also gonna take off the driver's side exhaust manifold so that we can go ahead and start drilling the provision for the dipstick relocation. So I bought a couple different size bits, so nice new bits so that they're nice and good and we don't have any issues. We have a nice good hole made. I do want to say that I'm going to start with a 7/64 and I'm going to work my way all the way up to a 3/8. 3/8 is the size that we actually need for the adapter for the dipstick tube. So once we get that at 3/8, we put a light little dab of silicone, Fibic actually, form in place gasket from Toyota. Just a light little dab on there, and then we lightly tack it into place, and then we are done with the dipstick drilling portion. And then the only thing we have to do after that is slightly modify the existing 3.0 liter dipstick tube so that we have a mounting point. The mounting points are different with the different exhausts, so we have to modify that a little bit. So I'll show you guys that as well once we get there. But let me go ahead and get started on removing the exhaust so we can start drilling that hole. See you guys in a bit. All right, guys, here we are. I've got all of the ceiling surfaces pretty much cleaned up. We're gonna give them a final wipe down before we assemble everything, but I just kind of wanted to show you how all this goes. First, we're going to wipe off our block mating surface real quick. All right, so check it out. This is the driver's side here. That's the provision that we had to drill to go ahead with the 3/8 drill bit to go ahead and get this adapter to fit in there. I'll put a new O-ring in there once we get this all put back together to make sure that it doesn't leak. But you can see right inside of here, that's where it came out. Right here. And it's perfect. When everything is in there the way it needs to be, just like that, you can see that the dipstick fits right in between the block mating surface where the pan would go, and then the whatever this is called, I can't think of it right now, balance shaft or whatever. I'm all over the place right now. But that's basically where that came. Okay, so back to what we're doing at hand, the matter at hand, excuse me. We'll go ahead and start putting together the oil pan. Well, guys, we got it flipped back around. We got the motor mount put back on it. What else did we have to do? Got that all sealed up. I'm gonna start making the dipstick conversion that we need to do so that it'll mount up to this exhaust flange right here and use that bolt right there. And then we are going to, since we've got it all the way apart, we're gonna go ahead and take the valve cover gaskets off, and we're gonna redo all the valve cover gaskets so that it's nice and sealed up. Then we're gonna do a little bit of change of pace. I'm gonna wire this thing, put the harness on it, do the exhaust, and then drop it in. So it'll be a busy day. Let's see how far we get today. Later, guys. Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. Here we are, tackling the wiring. Like we said yesterday, I didn't get near as far as I wanted to. It got really hot outside. I think it was like 108. It was really bad. So I decided, you know what? We're gonna call it times out on the outside activities. We're gonna come inside and start the wiring. I got about halfway done yesterday, and I'm trying to fasten the last little bits up right now. Say hi to my cat. What's up, Flora? Thank you, sweetheart. So we're gonna go ahead and do the last minute touches. I've already started repinning all the connectors so that we eliminate the original connector for the Tacoma, or Forerunner rather, and we went ahead and repinned everything to match up to the actual truck. So this new harness for the 3.4 is now going to plug into the original recipient truck into the 89 as if it was like that from the factory. So we're gonna keep on going. I have probably another 2 hours to get everything soldered and heat shrunk and cleaned up, and then probably get started on this first thing tomorrow morning. Go ahead and put the harness on it, drop the motor in. We went over to Danny's house and we did the valve cover gaskets and timing belt and water pump on his truck. And unfortunately we only had half the kit, so we went and got my kit. And so I'm lacking half a side of the valve cover gaskets and stuff until those come in. So kind of put a little damper on our party, but that's all right. That's why we're starting on in here, because I don't really want to put the intake plenum back on and then have to take it just right back off to go ahead and do those gaskets. So we're gonna fasten up all the wiring and then finish a couple things on the motor swap so that it's ready to pop in, and then just plug everything in. So This morning I got the exhaust crossover fixed, not fixed, but created. As I said previously, the original exhaust used to dump out on the passenger side, and now we needed to come out on the driver's side. So I went ahead and cut the original crossover up, and now it's coming out on the driver's side, so that's super cool. Oil pan and everything was all put on yesterday. I did the dipstick tube relocation, and then what I did was I just cut the little tab, the original ear, off of the dipstick tube, put it onto the exhaust manifold, and then re-welded it back there at a different angle, basically like a 90. Just cattywampused it and then welded it back together. I'll show you guys that. But if you guys have any questions or would like to see anything that I did, just let me know and I'll go ahead and get that info to you. But I'm gonna go ahead and continue on this. Thanks to my wife for letting me do this inside in the cool. I know that this is her favorite part of the swap because it's always inside her house on her clean floors. So thank you, honey, for allowing this, and thanks everybody for watching. We'll catch up later. Bye-bye. All right, here we are up at Discount, getting everything taken care of. Here's Mr. Danny Clough. Great service, always takes great care of us. Thanks out to Danny and Discount. So we got the tire replaced, and we're gonna go ahead and roll on back home and see how much more we can, more work we can get done on the 3/4 swap. We'll see you then. Later, guys. What's up, everybody? Well, it's the day we've all been waiting for. See if it'll start. Pretty much got everything ready to start. It still needs a lot of fastening up to do. We're gonna have to get the new AC compressor because I learned that the pickup trucks AC compressors are different. They have a shorter snout, so it's not like the 4Runner where you can just swap the pulley over. It doesn't line up with the crank and the tensioner pulley. It actually binds up on the original AC bracket. So we're gonna have to get, since this was a 4Runner donor, we're gonna get a 2000 4Runner AC compressor. We're gonna swap out the top hat, and then we're gonna recharge the system. That's the only way that we could get this to work. It's not a bracket thing. It's not a pulley thing. It is actually the compressor itself. So a lot of homework, a lot of headache, but I finally figured that out, and now that's going to help me a lot more in the future, knowing all of that stuff as well. 95% of my swaps have been into 4Runners, so that's why I was able to do it like super easy and never had a problem before. I don't even think the trucks that I did the swaps in even had AC, so this is, believe it or not, kind of not a new problem, but something that I haven't really run into before since it's a pickup truck and not a 4Runner. So every day is a learning experience. Glad that you guys were along with me so that we could watch me learn and watch what all I went through to learn it. But that's basically where we are right now. So like I was saying, we have a lot of things to fasten up, but I've got everything pretty much plugged in to where we can see if it's going to start. If it starts, and when I give it gas, it accelerates, and when the RPMs go up with accordingly with the pedal, then I know that this truck's gonna run. And then we can push it forward a little bit and fasten the rest of everything up, get the radiator in, finalize all the little last minute things, and then start doing some of the test driving and making sure that all the emissions monitors and everything are checking out so that we don't have any check engine lights before we give it back to the owner. So I'm super excited. Let's see what she does. Here we go. It would help if the truck had gas in it. I guess I'm going to the gas station to get some fuel, come back, put fuel in it, and this thing is gonna run. Woo! Super excited. All right, guys, I'm back. Got some fuel at the gas station, and I don't know how long this thing was sitting, but holy cow, that old fuel reeks. We'll see what she does. runs, it stinks horribly. So Let me fasten everything up. Probably get everything 100%. And then we'll give her a test drive and see what she does. We'll see you then. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Well, we've had some good days and we've had some bad days along the way. Mostly good, I'd like to say. I think it went pretty well. Weather kind of delayed us a little bit. It's what happens when you work outside, you know. It is what it is. You just kind of have to roll with the punches sometimes. We did get it fired up. It didn't run that well. That was some nasty fuel. I did note before that it stunk. And holy cow, was that bad. I didn't realize it. Should have looked. I was told it sat for like 2 years, but from this sticker, that's telling me that it sat for at least 4.5 years if it stopped running on that date. So there's probably 4 to 5 year old gas that was in this thing, and it's disgusting. The tank's all nasty. We've got rust in the tank. The pickup is an absolute mess. Let me take this off real quick and we'll show you guys. So we're going to end up having to go through the entire fuel system now. I've got the owner looking for a new tank, new pickup, new sending unit, and we're going to get a new pump for it so that we can replace that.